The man was walking down the street when he ends up dropping a lot of bills on the floor. A girl passing by saw what had happened and tries to warn the man, but he doesn't listen to her. She starts to collect the bills that had fallen on the floor and says that the money could help her buy her grandmother's medicine, but soon she says that it wasn't right and that she needed to return the money. The girl ends up leaving her things on the ground and runs after the man, but she ends up not realizing that a woman passing by took the girl's things. She then went to the man's house and continued to call for him, but he entered her house without paying attention to her. She then rings the doorbell of the man's house and a maid answers the door. She says that a man had just entered that house and that she needed to talk to him about something. She said she had something that belonged to the man, but the maid says she couldn't get in, because if the girl had something that belonged to the man, she should have stolen it. The girl says she hadn't stolen anything, but the maid says it was a lie and tells her to leave. The girl then hands the money to the maid and the maid says that she was going to give the money to the man, but it didn't seem to be true. The girl then tells him that she was going to write a note to the man and asked the maid to wait a while for her to do so. She then writes a note to the man saying that she had handed the money back to him and that he should be more careful. She then hands the note to the maid and says she hoped she would hand over the money to the man. The maid says she would do that and then asks the girl to leave. Later, the man was leaving the house when the maid greets him and asks if he needed anything. He said he didn't need anything, but asked if anyone had reached out to him. The maid says she hadn't seen anyone look for the man. He then asks her if she was sure about that and she says yes. At this point, she says that the phone was ringing and that she needed to answer it. She then says goodbye to the man and leaves. Later, the girl returned to the place where she had left her things. She then ends up realizing that her things were no longer there and she becomes desperate. She then starts looking for her things, but they can't find them. She then proceeds to say that she shouldn't have done that and that she shouldn't have helped a rich person because now she didn't have her things anymore and that way she couldn't buy the medicine she needed. At this point, the man goes up to her and tells her that she was too young to be there. He then tells her that he had heard what she had said and asks if she needed anything, but she says no. At that moment, she realizes that this was the man who had lost her money and she asks if he received the money she had left him. He asks what she was talking about and then she says that the man had lost his money and that she followed him to his house to return it. She says she had given the money to his maid. She says that the man's maid had said that she would give the money to the man, but he says that his maid had not mentioned anything about the money. The girl then says that she didn't understand what was happening, but the man reveals that he knew what she had done and says that she didn't need to worry about it. She then asks what the man was doing there and he reveals that he had a plan to get his maid to stop stealing his money. He said that she had shown that she was a very honest person and asked if she could help him. She says it and they celebrate. Later, the maid was very excited about all the money she had made that day. She says that now she could finally travel to the beach and that he was very happy about it. At this moment, someone starts ringing the doorbell and she is furious as the person would not stop ringing the doorbell. She then tells the person to stop it and goes to the door. She then goes to the door and when she realizes that it was the girl who was there, she tells the girl that she should leave as she would not give her food. The girl says that she was not there to ask for food, but to return the rest of the money she had forgotten to deliver. The woman then takes the girl's money and says that she knew the girl was a thief and that she was going to call the police on her, but the girl says that she had not stolen that money and that she was just trying to return it. The maid then tells her that the girl should leave and that she would not call the police. When the girl leaves, the woman gets very excited about it, saying that now she would have a lot more money. She then begins to celebrate the money she had stolen, but at this point the man calls out to her. She is frightened and the man tells her to go to him immediately. She walks up to the man and asks him what he would like to talk to her about. The man says that she had said that no one had looked for him, but the woman says that no one really came to the house to look for him. He then says that he had lost a lot of money on the street and that he was waiting for someone in there to return it, but the woman says that no one went to the house to return the money to the man. He said that he was finding this very strange, as he had lost his money a long time ago and that no one had shown up to return it. The woman tells him that he shouldn't worry about it, because a lot of bad people were walking around and that they wouldn't return the man's money. He tells her that these people were really bad and she agrees, saying that she would never do something like that to the man. At this point, the man says that he knew that the woman was hiding the money from him and tells her to return the money to him, but she said that she did not know what he was talking about. She says that she was very loyal to the man and that she was by his side every day and therefore was not able to steal his money. Meanwhile, the girl was entering the house and then the woman kept telling the man that she would never be able to steal his money. She says that a girl came to the house to ask for food earlier and that she should have stolen the man's money. The man then says that the girl was next to her and the girl says that she didn't need to lie anymore as the man knew the whole truth. The woman says that the man couldn't trust that girl as she was a liar and that he should trust her, but the man said that the only person who was lying was the woman. He tells her he knew she had the money and asks her to return the money to him. She then returns the money to the man and says that she was sorry she did this to him. The man said that he couldn't believe that the woman had done this to him, as she had worked for him for a long time and that he really believed in her, but that now the trust he had in her had been destroyed by what she had done. He tells her that she would pay for what she had done, but she begs him not to fire her. She says he knew she couldn't move her legs properly and that she really needed that work. She says that the man was a very good person and that he could forgive her for what she had done, but he says he didn't want her to work there anymore and tells her to leave and never come back. When the woman leaves, the man thanks the girl again for helping him. The girl says that he didn't need to thank her, as her grandmother had taught her that she should always do good for other people. The man says that the girl's grandmother was very wise, but the girl says that her voice was going through a difficult time. The man asked her what was going on and she said that her grandmother needed medicine, which was very expensive. He then said he would pay for the medicine, but the girl says she wouldn't accept it. He then said that after everything she had done for him that day, he really wanted to help her and that he would be very happy to be able to pay for her grandmother's medicine. He then says that he could help the girl go back to school and that way, she could have a much better future. She thanks the man and tells him that her grandmother would be very happy with what he had done for her. He then hands the money to the girl and tells her that they would go to her grandmother.